Kenta was strolling down the hall when a voice called out to him. He glanced down to see a Gyaru squatting by a vending machine, wearing a cold expression but waving her hand excitedly. Her name was Sumire, and she was beckoning him over. She admitted that she had dropped her money and needed help fishing it out from under the machine. Kenta started to complain, but Sumire told him to stop being a baby. She added that if he helped, then she'd share a cola with them. The next day, while passing Sumire's desk, Kenta couldn't help but notice her cute-looking lunch. However, Sumire noticed Kenta's greedy stare, and he had to confess his reasoning. Sumire bragged that she's an amazing cook, and he can have a taste for the low price of 1,000 yen. However, that was not a low price, and Kenta called it out as a rip-off. But Sumire calmly told him that a high school girl's time ain't cheap. Later in the classroom, Kenta was at his desk when Sumire was passing by. Glaring down at him, Sumire was shocked by something she saw and stopped everything. As she continued her glare, she commented that she can't believe what she was seeing. It turned out that Kenta was great at drawing, and Sumire noticed that, calling him a genius. She then made him a proposal. If he can draw her favorite character, then she'll give him her whole lunch, which he happily agreed to. Outside of the school gates, Kenta was muttering to himself when Sumire approached him out of nowhere and questioned his words. She said that she wasn't a downer like he mentioned, and Kenta should look closer at her. Sumire confidently boasted that she was super cute, with tons of friends, and you couldn't find a cheerful Gyaru like her anywhere else. However, Kenta admitted that he was calling himself a lonely downer guy, catching Sumire by surprise. As they started to walk home, it began to drizzle, foretelling heavy showers soon to come. Sumire took out her umbrella, but Kenta admitted that he didn't have one. Sumire sighed and told him that he was a dummy for not checking the weather in the morning. However, being a big softie, Sumire told Kenta that the only thing they can do now is share an umbrella together. As they walked, Sumire complained that her shoulder is getting wet, causing her to tell Kenta to move in closer to her. Once they were shoulder to shoulder, Sumire looked up at Kenta and questioned playfully why he was so red in the face. One day, while hanging out, Kenta commented to Sumire that he's never seen her smile, like, ever. Sumire, taking offense to that comment, said that she was quite the expressive person despite how she looks, and, well, if it can't be helped, she'll prove him wrong. Breaking into a fanged yet adorable smile, Sumire told Kenta to look at her smile. While her eyes looked ferocious, her words were playful, saying that Kenta must be eating his words by now, before commenting to herself that smiling this much hurts her face. The amount of time Sumire was spending with Kenta was being noticed, and she was called out on it. She was bombarded with questions: why she was hanging out with Kenta, how surprising it all was, how could she be around someone that didn't suit her. In the end, they returned to the original question: why is she with him? Sumire, with a cold gaze that could cut glass, told them a simple and silencing answer. They hang out because they are friends, unless the others have a problem with that. Feeling the pressure, the crowd answered that it was no issue, and a frigid silence filled the area. Sumire left the crowd of people and found Kenta in the hall. Being an honest friend, she told him that the guys in class were shit-talking him behind his back. Her face was icy, but her words were filled with fire and fury. Though her face didn't shift, her words and tone did. She became prideful, saying that she set the record straight, that Kenta was cool and Sumire wouldn't hang out with someone that was boring. As she told him that he should be grateful for her aid, he could only think that her involvement could only cause more problems for him.